Who's ready for an old school chess video? Today we're going to be looking at a game where I successfully deployed the Sandwich Gambit against WGM Nemsko. Full disclaimer, this was played 2 years ago. I was just checking back on some cool King's Gambit games I had, and I stumbled across this one. This is when I first got back into chess, so the rating is low. It's only at 2300. Nowadays, it's back up to 2650, and we're going to go from there. But I don't be facing WGMs too often anymore. The rating is just too high. But back then I did, and this is a cool game that I want to show. So we get pawn to d5. This is going to be a little more podcasty slash chessy. There's going to be some good chess tips and then some debate, some dancing around ideas with humor because that's good. That's what you should do. We get pawn takes d5. What should black do here? Black should either push or take. That's the whole point of going d5. You never want to take with the queen. It's just a bad move. Why is it bad? Because you gain a tempo on the queen, and black goes queen e6. Their idea is this discovered check. She has lost her queen in like 8 moves multiple times against this when I played, but this time I guess she studied up, good job, and she didn't lose her queen. So, fantastic, but still a bad line. Now, quick thing. What would you do if black went queen c6? Why is that a mistake? Well, you'd go bishop to b5, picking up the queen. Very good. Now, the first topic of discussion I wanted to talk about, because I was just thinking about it today. It's so wild. Modern day, it's got women acting like dudes and dudes acting like women. That just doesn't sound too good. It makes the stomach churn. When I hear a guy, for example, complaining about having a hard day, I'm like, oof. Like, really makes the stomach churn. I don't know how else to put it. But, women, men, they've both diverged. They've both are down bad, honestly. Modern day, like relationships, for example, I swear people get hurt once on both sides. They're both bad, right? One can't be bad without the other being bad. They pulled apart from each other. They get their feelings hurt one time and then they just turn immoral. Men turn immoral. They turn not good. And women, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. It's really quite wild. I think old school teachings, old school upbringings are something good. I think it's very good. I mean, there's bad parts of both, good parts of both. You take out the bad, implement the good, you go from there, but it's just gone too far. It's backwards. Backwards society, queen e6, backwards queen move. Now we get knight f3 because we did discuss the trap. She does block the check, but then you go bishop to b5, pinning them. So this knight is pinned. Keep that in mind. We get pawn takes f2. We cannot castle, but we don't really care about that. King f2, threatening rook to e1, pinning the queen to the king. Very nice. Knight to e7. Good job. She probably studied. She's not losing her queen anymore, right? She blocked the pin. So you go d4, claiming the center, aiming at the pawn. What should black do here? Well, black should go queen to f5. No, you shouldn't. Why is this a mistake? Because this knight is pinned. So the move is pawn d5. Isn't that amazing? Exploiting the pin, winning a whole piece on move 9. Unbelievable. By the way, back to the thing. Right, if you get hurt, the easy thing to do is become immoral and have it lessen your character, make you a bad person. The harder thing to do is use it as fuel to become a better person, a more moral person, right? The way I see it is if someone does you wrong, that's just God's way of saying there's something better out there for you. Be a good dude. You'll get a good woman one day. Stuff like that. At least raise your odds. Just be a normal, good person. Not normal, right? Modern day normal, not normal. So normal is one of those words that's a bit ambiguous. But we get pawn a6. Now what do? Do you take the knight and lose the bishop? No, you shouldn't do that. Retreat the bishop, aiming at the queen. After the queen moves, you pick up a knight. So we're up a knight. What should you seek to do? You should seek to trade. I am in check, so I move my king to e2, right? It's pretty amazing. This king's moving anywhere. But that's how it is. You get a good sandwich, some good food. It's time to crush the day. It's time to be awesome, right? Good sandwich, good food, all you need in life. So we get knight takes c6. By the way, if any of you know what I'm referencing Candace's cover to her new book. That is hilarious rage bait, because obviously it's going to be a good book, but it's funny. I don't know how people don't find that funny. I find it hilarious. But I guess some people find me funny and some people find me extremely not funny, to say it lightly. But we get rook e1, attacking the king on the open file. Bishop to e6 blocks, makes some sense. And bishop takes f4. Castle queenside, they castle queenside rather. And bishop to e3, just cutting off any checks, aiming at the queen. Again, the main goal is to trade because you're up material. King f2, I believe that makes my king a little bit better, as well as my rook, so we do it. Bishop to d6, it looks a little scary, but don't see ghosts because there is absolutely nothing there. Knight to e4, rotating over to the bishop, trying to trade. We get bishop e5, declining the trade, and knight g3. It's like, queen, get out of here. She was like, no, I'm going to take your knight and trade. I was like, okay, these are doubled pawns. They're isolated, but all I want is trades. Plus, keep in mind, I have the bishop pair on an open board, so that's pretty cool. You know what else is crazy? I feel like dudes simp so much right now. And then women complain about it, but then they're also smart. They monetize on it, right? They act promiscuous and they monetize, and then they make money off these simps. That's hilarious. So it's a two-way street. I mean, it's hilarious because it's so sad, right? That's where humor comes from. That's what humor is meant for. Dancing around ideas, just observing things is quite funny. Again, quite sad, but same thing as quite funny over here. Queen to d2, creating a battery, and rook a to e8. All right, declining the trade. Declining the trade? What trade? That didn't make any sense. Rook a to d1, bringing the other rook to the center of the board. I got so many new subs. They're going to be watching this like, what did I subscribe to? This is just me. That's who I am. By the way, see, I just thought of the word zašto, like why in Serbian. Zato would be my response, because. Zašto, zato. Hey, we're learning a little bit of everything. It's a podcast, it's a language lesson, it's a chess game, and we're winning. So we got queen takes a5, knight takes a5, knights on the side of the board. I heard knights on the side of the board aren't too good. So we stop it from coming to c4, stopping it from coming in, knight to c6. All right. Again, I would just trade in this endgame. Very hard to lose if you trade. We're threatening to take the knight, double up the pawns, and she goes knight b4, a one-move threat. And remember, this pawn is defended. So you kick the knight back. You're like, get out of here. They go to d5. You decline them from trading because it is a bishop pair on an open board and you're aiming at some threats. At least that's what I thought. So we got pawn g6, okay? Makes some sense. Bishop takes knight, trading off pieces, trading, offering more trades because trades are good when you're winning. Rook t6, still looks like a trade to me. Sure thing. She takes with the bishop, and then I go knight e5. How do you play this? So they're putting their pawns on light squares because I have a dark squared bishop. That's a good chess principle. See, we even got chess principles in here. Amazing. Bishop back to e3, aiming at another pawn, and pawn to h5. And the reason I like talking about this stuff is because like nowadays people are like, oh, I'm going to lose my job. Oh, people are not going to like me. Like they're like, wham, wham, mean words, wham, wham, hard day. It's like, bro, have you seen other places of the world? Like they don't have time to be sad. Like literally they don't have the luxury of it. It's like when you have too much time and you know, you give someone everything, they produce nothing. That's what my dad taught me. And you go overseas, they don't have that much monetarily, but they give you everything they do have. They give you the best and they give you better than what they give yourselves while you visit them. It's quite, their hearts are beautiful. I really don't know what happened over here. It's like people have everything and they produce nothing. In fact, they do the opposite. They destroy everything. Very crazy. Knight to f3, king to c7. Again, we're up a knight. Is this a chess video? Is it not? Are you going to like it? Are you not? We'll see. We get bishop to d5, saving the bishop. But you see how you can force a trade. Well, you force a trade by going pawn to c4. You see, the only way the bishop can move is to e6, where it'll be lost, get taken. And the reason this is winning is, well, yes, I'm up a whole piece. But the reason that's winning is because the bishop can move back and forth forever. They're going to run out of pawn moves, and then you're going to win the game. Right? You can activate your kings. Both sides can activate the kings. Both sides do that. We get a check. King d3. All right, she's attacking the pawn. I'm defending. But again, if this is the focal point, I'm never going to run out of pawn moves because I don't need to move my pawn. I could just move my bishop. You're going to need to move your king, and then I'm either going to get in and win with the more active king, or, you know, Zooks won. Maybe I had 38 seconds, so she thought she had some chances. I mean, I respect not resigning. Play till checkmate. But keep in mind, as you'll see in the end, don't judge my conversion, or do. I didn't even know how to checkmate with a queen, so I'm going to have to make a couple queens. That's where we're going to go. So she's pushing the pawn. I'm blockading it, so now it could never promote. Now, again, it's just about winning all the pieces on the board. She gets a pawn. I march my king over to the king side. That pawn, you don't need to see ghosts. It's going to get taken, right? Because we got a whole bishop guarding the dark squares. So an easy conversion. I love these types of positions. It's just fun. It's like super fun. So bishop b2. Now we're going to promote. Again, I was only 2,300. So did I know how to checkmate with just one queen? No, I didn't. So I had to make 2 queens. So that's what we're going to do. Check, check. Again, didn't know the queen checkmate. So I go for the ladder mate. We get the ladder mate. Well, no, we don't get the ladder mate because I didn't know about it. So I was like, queen c3, how do I win this? I only have 8 seconds. Let me just move my queen up 1. And I guess she just resigned. But what if I didn't know how to checkmate this position in 7 moves? So, yeah, interesting video today, I'd say, right? Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Have a great day. Peace. Boom.